What is so powerful about this table?
你知道为什么主的宴席是多么的有能力？
That for years the church haven't understood it.
因为教会是长久以来需要了解的。
One of the things the Lord spoke to me on a long time ago was this.
在许多年前，神曾经对我说过
We do not know everything Jesus purchased at the cross.
我们并不了解耶稣基督在十字架所完成、所赎回的到底有多少，
Because the cross is still being revealed.
因为那十字架还一直在被显明的当中。
Do you know in Hebrew,
你知道在希伯来文里面，
God has over 300 names.
你知道在希伯来文当中， 神有超过300多个名字。
And every name represents an aspect of His character.
每一个神的名字都表明他的神的性格，
And His nature.
还有他的神性。
And everything of the Father was in the Son.
所有在父里的都显明在他的子里面。
And in the church, we only teach the 7 redemptive names of God.
你知道，在教会里面，我们只教导在神的这个7个救赎的意义里面，
Now
名字。
this is almost hard to say.
这是非常困难去说明的。
And I'm being extremely contained.
我知道我在是非常的把它浓缩。
Because it's very, very, very powerful to think that we've only seen the 7 names of God in Christianity taught.
这是非常有利，但是在我们教会里面所传讲的，却只有7个神的那个名。
So how much more of Jesus is there that He paid for us to have that we don't know?
你知道耶稣基督为我们所付出的是有多少，我们所不了解。
And then you have to understand that in the New Testament,
你必须知道，在新约里面，
He gave us the one name, Jesus.
他给我们一个名字叫耶稣。
So we don't even know what's in the one name.
我们甚至不知道在耶稣这个字有多少的意义。
Because we don't understand the other 300. Actually, there's more than 300 names.
事实上，神有比300多个名字更多的。
So could you imagine if God showed Himself today
你可以想象说，如果神今天显明他自己的话，
and manifested His glory in a way that you are not accustomed to?
如果他彰显他自己的荣耀是你所不熟悉的话，
If you're not careful, you might end up saying it is not God.
如果说你不留意的话，你可能会说，哦，这不是出于神的。
Because there's many things the Lord has done that the church has said is not God.
因为神所显明的，教会却不认同。
How many of you here know God has done many things in the Bible that people thought at the time was not God?
神有做在圣经里面，神已经显明许多的事，可是，在当时那一个人们却不了解是神的作为。
So we have to keep taking the limit off of God.
我们要除去我们的限制。
The Bible says we are not to limit God.
我们不要去限制神。
The Bible says, is there anything too hard for God?
那圣经说，在神是凡事没有难成的事。
Let me give you an idea of how big God is.
我让你来了解神有多大。
He's the greatest mathematician.
他是一个最大的，
He set every universe.
他创造了宇宙，将它定位。
He measured the earth with his handspan.
他用自己的手去度量这个地。
So that must tell you he has a big hand.
你知道他有一个很大的手。
And the Bible says that God's hand is not short.
所以说，神的膀臂并不缩
Oh,
短。
hallelujah.
哈利路亚！
God is not disabled.
神并不是有缩短的膀臂。
No matter how far you go,
无论你到多远，
He's able to reach down and pull you up.
他都能够把你提升起来，
Because his hand is not short.
因为他的膀臂并不缩短。
Today at this communion table,
在今天主的宴席，
I want you to discern
我要你们来分辨，
that we serve an unlimited God
我们不要来限制神，
whose hand is not short
因为他
concerning
的
his
手
promise.
背并不缩短，
He can bring to pass everything
他可以将你的过去带回来，
that he speaks.
他要加速，
He is such a mathematician.
他是一个能够创造的。
The Bible says even the very hairs on your head are numbered.
甚至在你头上的头发，他都数过了。
If you don't have no hair, it's okay.
如果说你的头发稀少，
But for God to know every hair on your body,
但是神知道在你身上所有的毛发，他都知道。
that must tell you He's a very detailed God.
因为这个说明说他是非常细微的神，
He doesn't make anything the same, even though it can look the same.
他从来没有做过任何一件是重复的事情，虽然我们看的是相同。
Let me give you an idea of how God's mind is. I want you to come into the mind of God for a split second.
我要让你来有神的这个心意，我们一起来看神的心意到底是什么。
He picks up a piece of dirt
他捡起地上的尘土，
and sees a man.
然后看他就是成为人。
Out of nothing, something comes.
在从完全都没有的地方，他创造了。
When you look at the lion,
当你
the
看，
lion, the animal, the lion,
当你看那个狮子，
you see royalty,
你看到它是那一个尊贵，
you see strength.
你看到力量。
And when the lion roars,
当那个狮子吼叫的时候，
you know who it is.
你知道它是谁？
It's a very distinct sound.
它是一个非常独特的声音。
When you look at the elephant,
你看到大象，
you see great strength
你看到那个很有分量，
and you see great size.
你看到很庞大，
When you look at the bird
你看到那小鸟，
called the peacock,
你看那个孔雀，
the many-colored bird,
有多彩的孔雀，
you see beauty,
你看到美丽，
and it is very detailed.
然后非常的细微。
When God made you,
当神创造你，
He was just, oh my goodness. When God made you,
当神创造你的时
He
候，
was just as detailed.
他是这样子的仔细，
That's why nobody can be you.
没有人能够像你这样子独
Only
特，
God could make you.
只有神能够创造你这样独特。
So we serve a God whose mind is incredibly big.
我们知道神是多么超乎我们所想象的大。
And it must be an insult to Him
那如果说对他是一个侮辱的话，
when we come to Him with limits.
如果我们来到他的面前有一个限制的心，
We serve a God without limits and we come to Him with a limit.
如果我们在神里面要有一个没有限制的心，
So you have to take the limit off of God.
你要将你的限制除去。
Let me give you an idea of what God did.
我让你来了解神是如何的做。
For 40 years,
在40年当中，
for 40 years,
在40年当
the
中，
children of Israel was in the wilderness.
在以色列百姓在旷野绕行，
A pillar of cloud by day,
那云柱在白天，
a pillar of fire by night.
那火柱在夜晚。
Who could be that but God?
谁能够是那云柱火柱呢？只有是神。
The reason why it was a pillar of cloud by day,
为什么在白天有云柱呢？
that was God's air condition then.
那是神所放下的那一个空调，
They were cool while everybody else who was not with them would be burned.
因为神创造了自然的空调，在他们当中能够把气温降下，要不然旁边是非常炎热。
And at nighttime,
在夜晚的时候，
that desert heat drops drastically.
在沙漠旷野的时候，那个气温是非常低
You
的，
will honestly need a coat
你需要那个外套。
in the wilderness at nighttime.
在旷野的夜晚，
And I want you to imagine
我要你来想象，
it was a pillar of fire at night.
在夜晚有火柱，
Very detailed.
很仔细，
Very, very, very detailed.
很仔细，很
He
细。
knows who you are.
他知道你是
He
谁，
knows what you're going through.
他知道你所
And
经历
whatever,
的，
and whatever you need, that's what He is.
你所需要的，他也知道。
And so He does something unique. They complain for meat.
当那一个以色列百姓 在发怨言没有肉的时候，
And
他
God
知道。
says, okay, you're complaining for meat, now I'm going to send you some.
神说好，你们现在在抱怨说没有肉，那我就送一批肉给你们。
And he sent them quail.
他送了一批鹌鹑，
They ate so much of it.
太多了。
Don't limit God to what you ask him.
不要来限制，不要来限制。当你向神求的时候，不要限制。
You're asking him for one thing,
你向他求一件事情，
but there's so many things attached to that one thing.
但是神有借着这件事情有许多要赐给你。
Imagine, I
来
want,
想象，
this is very funny to me.
这一个非常的有趣，对我来说，
One boy's lunch
一个小孩的午餐
fed 5,000 people.
能够喂饱5000人，
5,000 people.
5000人。
All he asked for was someone's lunch.
他所要的只是一个人的这一个午餐而已，
And it kept on going, it never stopped.
然后一直倍增，没有停止。
Solomon,
所罗门王，
who was David's son,
他是大卫王的儿子，
went before God.
在神的面前，
And people do not realize this.
人们并不了解这件事。
He put thousands, this is what the Bible reads, he puts over 1,000 things on the altar.
他在一个神的祭坛里面献了许多的祭物，
That's what people do not understand.
神并不了解。
The key to the glory realm is that dimension.
在那一个荣耀的领域，这一个是关键。
When Solomon put those thousands of gifts on the altar,
当所罗门王放了许多千万的祭物在
the
祭坛里
Bible
面，
then said the heavens opened.
那一个经上说，那天就打开了，
This is very powerful.
这是非常有能力的。
This is something the New Testament church still doesn't understand.
这是在新约的圣经新约里面所不了解的。
When you put that kind of gift on an altar, heaven has to open.
当你放下那一个这么多的祭物的时候，天门一定要为你打
Because
开。
God sees greatness. It takes greater to respond to great.
因为神会回应你对他的丰盛的祝福，他会将更丰盛来祝福。
And imagine this now.
来想象现在，
Solomon had an audience with God.
所罗门王对神有一个看见，
Not many people
不是有许多的人
had an audience with God.
能够听见神。
For in the entire Bible, not many.
在所有的圣经里面，并不是许多人能够听见神。
We know Abraham did.
我们知道亚伯拉罕，
We know Moses
我们
did.
知道摩西，
We know David did.
我们知道大卫。
And now we see Solomon.
我们现在看见所罗门，
He has an audience with God.
他听见了神的声
At
音。
one moment in time,
就在那个时刻，
the God of the universe
那创造宇宙的神，
comes low
然后亲耳，
and bends his ear to earth
然后亲耳倾听，
and says to a man,
你向他来说，
What do you want of me?
你要向我求什么？
And this is what he says.
然后这是他所说的，
All I ask for
我所要求的
is the wisdom
只有一件事，就是你所赐
to
的智
guide
慧，
your people.
是赐下智慧，让我来治理你的百
And you
姓。
know what God said?
你知道神怎么说吗？
Because you've asked this thing,
因为你只求这件事，
I'm going to do more than that.
我要将更多的赐给你。
This morning, open your mind.
今天早上开你的心思意念。
If you come to this table with a closed heart, you're going to grieve God.
如果说你来到这一个宴席，只是将你的心关起来的话，神会因此忧伤。
So there is no limit here this morning.
在今天是没有限制的。
Whatever limit you put on God, I want you to remove it.
今天你要将任何
Just remove
限
it.
制神的，你要将它除去，除去。
Imagine you think thousands, God's thinking billions.
你只想
He's
象，
always way ahead
你
of
只
you.
想象千万万，神是说百万千万。
Oh my